All right. Good evening to everyone. How are you doing? No, I hope all is well at your end. Welcome to the 11 participants that we have as of this moment. Hopefully, others will still come in to our session. So, if you have friends or family who might be interested in our discussion tonight, feel free to invite them to our webinar this evening. And to our participants in attendance right now, I'd like to thank you for spending your Wednesday evening with us by attending this Fun Smart Learning Series webinar entitled Invest with Ease and Confidence Money Market Fund Simplified with Manulife Investment Management. Before we dive in, let me introduce myself first. I am JP Billones, the Business Development and Market Education Section Head for the Mindanao Desk of First Metro Securities, the stock brokerage house of the Metro Bank Group. We put your future first by empowering individuals and institutions to attain their financial goals, and we envision to be the largest and most trusted Philippine investment solutions partner. It's my honor and pleasure to serve you as host today. Now, over the years, I've had the privilege of working with First Metro Sec, wherein our goal is not just about financial success, but also about empowering individuals like yourselves with the knowledge and tools needed to make informed investment decisions. Most especially us po from the Business Development and Market Education team, we get to inspire people to upgrade their money management skills and create awareness of investment opportunities that are legitimate, affordable, and accessible. Now, before we embark on this learning journey together, I'd love to know a bit more of our attendees tonight. No? Can you guys please chat? Where are you joining us this evening? Can you please mention what city you're in right now? Sige nga, can you please type to our 17 participants right now? Sige nga, where are you coming us from? Let me check as well. Look at that, the attendees. Ayan. Sige. I'm seeing Q&A. Oopsies. Okay. Thank you, Miss Marilu, for informing us chat is disabled. Tim, can you please enable our chat box? Ayan. Now I see. I see your answers already. We have here people from Quezon City, no? And I think OFW from South Korea. Annyeonghaseyo. Ganun ba yun? We have another attendee here from where I am actually based as well, Davao City, no? So, welcome. And of course, I see familiar names in attendance. Thank you so much for patronizing our educational na mga sessions, no? Thank you, thank you. We appreciate that so much. Goes to show siguro that meron kayong natutunan from every session, no, kasi you all repeatedly attend. More people, no, from Makati. We also have here attendees from Argao, Cebu, no. So Cebuano, so mayong gabi diha, no. Sir Paul, no, here in Cebu. Kamusta dira sa Cebu, no? Been a long time since nakabalik ko dira. We also have people here from Antipolo, more OFWs, no. In this case, this is in China, no, sa Guangzhou. Yan. And I think this is no, QC. I think this is Quezon City if I'm not mistaken. Thank you so much. All right, it's always incredible to see na we have diverse audiences na hindi lang from people who are here actually in Philippines but all over the world, no? So mostly dito lang sa Asia because we have here China and South Korea. Now, let's face it guys, no, and to everyone in attendance, financial literacy isn't exactly a national pastime for us Filipinos, no? There are other things na pastime natin, pero I guess financial literacy isn't one of them. Kasi from this statistics, no, that only 7% of Filipinos have ever attended a financial literacy session, such as what you are going to attend this evening, no? But this is not just the general financial literacy, no, but quite specific, no, to investment funds, specifically on money market fund. And I think the results are also telling because you only see there 2% of Filipinos correctly answered basic financial literacy question. So this reality of us Filipinos highlights the urgent need for change. Pero don't lose hope, guys, no? Because financial literacy or anything related to investment, all of them is a learned skill. And just like any skill, it can be acquired. Now, yung financial literacy isn't just about knowing terms and concepts, no? It's actually about protecting yourself in a world filled with risk, no? You see, there's a picture, no? Sometimes we get messages either sa social media or through text message na medyo ang daming red flags, no? That tells us they are probably not legitimate. Now, we want to protect ourselves by equipping ourselves with the right knowledge. Now, unfortunately, 11% of Filipinos have fallen victim to financial scams. And the lack of financial knowledge doesn't just leave us susceptible to scams. Filipinos are also missing out on legitimate investment opportunities for wealth creation and long-term financial security. As you can see there in the numbers, that 1% of Filipinos invest in stocks, bonds, and funds, including what we're going to discuss tonight, which is all about money market funds. Now, one thing that I find quite funny in this statistic is that mas marami pa yung naka-experience ng financial scam kaysa people who are actually investing in legitimate assets. All right? So, how about you guys, if I may ask, to our 19 participants right now, do you guys already have an existing stock trading or maybe investment account with Manulife Investment Management? Can you please type in yes or no? If yes, can you mention what kind of investments you have right now? Just for me to know, no, if yung attendees natin are existing investors or ano pa lang, considering to invest. Sige nga, can you please type yes or no? Do you have existing investment accounts or stock trading? Yan, we see here answers, no? They have already, and it's with First Metro Sec and quite a diversified portfolio here from an attendee. Meron siyang exposure sa bonds, stocks, and funds. No? So, the attendee, no, is part of this 1%. Yan. Here, no, I see here others na most of them are First Metrosec account holders. So thank you so much for using our service. And I see here some attendees as well who have no, investments with our friendly competitors. No, so that's really nice. No, and I hope in the future you'll also you'll get to experience the advantages of using the First Metrosec account. Yan. So thank you so much, no? Thank you so much for mentioning that. So medyo ano pala, no? Medyo existing investors na yung current na attendees natin tonight. So thank you so much for sharing that. Now, whether you are a seasoned investor or you just considering things and starting out pa lang, I hope you'll learn a lot from our discussion tonight. Now, before we delve into the key aspects of investing in money market funds, I want to share with you some highlights from our experience on market education. We have had the privilege of conducting these types of seminars or even webinars like this for the general public and also for schools and organizations in educating students, no? Lalo na yung mga younger generations na very swerte sila because there are ganito na mga efforts already, no? Way back in my college days, parang I never heard about investing. Kaya I relatively started late. I started at age 25, but through our efforts, I hope the next generation will be able to start earlier than the previous generation. Next, we are also have exposure sometimes sa mga government agencies, no? For example, sila Bureau of Fire Protection, Department of Education, and with our Bonsa platform, we have exposure as well with Bureau of Treasury and also mga embassies around the world. So, siguro sa mga OFWs natin in attendance, hopefully in the future, you'll get to see us participate, no? If there are opportunities to speak sa respective areas ninyo. And of course, private institutions, no? So, usually sa amin, yung mga HR, they tap us, no? Kung they want to have financial literacy sessions for their employees. So, this is what we really do, no? We are here to educate you how to make informed financial decisions. And with that introduction, that brings us back to our webinar tonight. And we figured it would be best, no, since we're talking about here a very specific type of investment fund, we figured it would be best to tag an expert along. Now, that's why we have our speaker tonight from Manulife Investment Management. They actually have no, yung funds nila, some of them are available through our FundSmart platform in First Metrosec. And we're very grateful that they are here to share about money market funds that you can access if you have an account with First Metrosec. And I know you're probably excited to learn already, no? With that good warm-up na introduction. So if you have any questions regarding the presentation, we have a Q&A tab dyan sa Zoom panel. Please log them in there para later meron tayong live Q&A portion. We can answer that, no, with the aid of our guest speaker. Now, let's get to know our speaker for tonight. We're very honored to have with us Mr. Zedric Matubis. He is the head of wealth sales of Manulife Investment Management Philippines. He is responsible for building a strong wholesale and product specialist team to support key strategic distribution partners and channels. And we are one of that sa First Metro Sec. He actually has more than 20 years of experience already, no? So it's expert na expert with experience in both retail banking and wealth management. He is a chartered wealth manager, a registered financial planner, a SEC certified fixed income salesman, and a SEC certified investment solicitor. So without further ado, give me a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Mr. Zed Matubis. Hi, Sir Zed. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for attending the session. Thanks for that introduction, JP. So I'll be go straight to the point, and I will start sharing my screen now. If you give me a few seconds. Okay. There. And I hope everyone is seeing my screen and my audio is okay. So I'll go ahead. Thanks for giving the thumbs up sign. So magandang gabi sa lahat, no? So as you all know, that the topic today would be about money market funds, no? And that was what you saw in the invite, no? And this is kind of new. We have two money market funds in Manulife Investment Management, and we relatively new. The peso version was launched, I think, 2021 or 2022, if I'm not mistaken. While the dollar version or the global version was launched just this year, February of 2024. So we believe that it's something that investors should look into, particularly in the environment that we have right now, which is an environment of volatility. So that's our major concern right now, actually, as an investor. No? So I'm sure most of you are investing in Philippine equities. No, you are clients, or most of you would be clients of First Metro Security. So you will be most likely an investor in Philippine stocks. No. What's our biggest concern today as an investor, no? So not just me, but almost everyone na nag-i-invest right now, ang biggest concern nila is the volatility in the market, no? So the PSEI has been very volatile lately, no? In fact, not lately, but medyo mahabang panahon na ng konti, no? So if look at this chart, this has been the last 10 years, the closing price of the PSEI. So we all know that the PSEI is sort of a representation of a typical Philippine stock, no? So your stock probably did worse or better than the PSEI, but more or less this gives you an idea of how volatile the markets the Philippine market has been, no, the past 10 years, no. In fact, if you were investing in index stocks, in a typical index fund, or probably the the blue chip stocks, no, you'll probably have lost a substantial amount of money, no. So the last 5 years, the PSEI was down 16%. And then the last 10 years, actually, it's down 5%. No? So usually nga, based on our historical research, no, usually if you're a 10-year investor in the Philippine stock market, chances are you're not going to lose money. But this has been a unique past 10 years now with COVID, with high inflation. It's one of those unique windows na 10-year ka ng investor pero hindi ka pa rin positive, no? So what were the reasons? What were the drivers of this volatility? So the major drivers, the first one, I think, at least for the, for the recent time, no, the last 5 years, what we can recall would be the high inflation environment in 2018. This was because of the new taxes, and meron ding influence din dyan yung rise of prices of rice and oil, no? And then you had the pandemic, and then there was extended lockdown. So obviously negative sentiment yan. So if you look at the chart, 2020 was a big drop, no? And then you had slow vaccine delivery, so negative sentiment na naman yan because that means recovery or removal of the lockdowns will be extended, no? Will be delayed, no? Kasi that was a indicator that the government was looking to how much of the population were vaccinated bago tayo mag-relax ng lockdown, no? Medyo mabagal, no? And then persistently high inflation post-COVID, no? Because there were global supply chain issues during COVID dahil may mga ports na sarado because of COVID, may mga hindi pumasok ng mga workers. Therefore, you had issues with supply chain. Tapos you had, the reopening of the economy 2021, 2022 dahil nag-remove na ng lockdowns yung majority of the world. Then you have demand going back to normal but supply still behind, no? So what you have here is law of supply and demand, pataas yung presyo ng bilihin. So again, tinamaan na naman tayo ng inflation ng 2022, 2023. Unfortunately, yung global high inflation na tinamaan tayo, naka-recover na most countries, mababa na yung inflation nila. Pero sa atin, nagper-persist pa rin up to now, no? It's because of our unique situation wherein we're very heavily reliant on importation of oil and also our reliance on a particular food item which is rice, no, and na tumataas yung presyo. So and then we have a terrible El Nino now. I mean, kung sino man yung lumabas today for lunch, no, I'm sure you've it was a terrible afternoon today, no. Ang sobrang init, no. So and you can just imagine the impact of that to our agricultural products in the next few months, no. So that's the biggest issue, yung volatility in the stock market. That's our concern right now. And if you notice the major drivers, the key word there is inflation, no? So let's go back to Econ 101. Why is inflation such a headache, no? Why is it bringing such negative sentiment to investors, no? If it's the one driving this volatility in the stock market, bakit when investors see high inflation numbers, nagse-sell down sila ng Philippine stocks, no? And even analysts say that this will hurt companies. Why is that so, no? So basically, inflation is the rise in prices, no? And a high inflation number usually can be caused by global supply issues. Ang example din yung sinabi ko kanina, which is the post-COVID surge in demand, where supply has not yet caught up, no? Or pwede namang rise in demand lang because of, for example, strong economic growth leading to higher wealth of people, leading to higher spending capability, leading to higher prices, no? Again, law of supply and demand. So if you think about it, inflation is normal. It shouldn't be a big problem. So why is it a big headache, no? The biggest reason is because if high inflation is not solved early, this can lead to a negative feedback loop that can lead to hyperinflation. And hyperinflation is something that we want to avoid because this can be a decades-long problem. So what is a negative feedback loop? So medyo technical term yan, but in layman's term, that's basically a vicious cycle. Yung tinatawag natin na vicious cycle. In technical terms, it's called a negative feedback loop because it sort of becomes a bigger problem if you don't solve it early, if you don't intervene, no? So what we can the reason why a negative feedback loop of high inflation can turn to hyperinflation is the following, no? Mataas yung inflation, people think that the value of my money will become less and less valuable kasi tumataas yung presyo ng bilihin. So what do? I buy more now, hoard in a way, bago bumagsak yung value ng pera ko. So instead of me buying my usual, I don't know, if my family consumes 10 kilos of rice, I'm not familiar with that. No? So assume yun yung average consumption, average purchase ko 10 kilos of rice, I'm gonna buy more than that kasi in anticipation that the prices of rice will go up. So instead of one usual 1 month supply, bumibili na ako ng 2 month or 3 month supply. Now this further increases prices, which further increases inflation, which further scares people, and therefore which further encourages them to buy more because they are afraid their money is gonna lose value. So this is a vicious cycle, no? And when hyperinflation happens, it's very hard to stop, no? So a very extreme example is Zimbabwe, no? So I'm sure you've heard this many times before, this example, no? So Zimbabwe started, their problem with high inflation started in 2007, and as of now, 14 years later, 17 years later, it is still ongoing. So imagine 17 years of this type of market environment, no? Inflation reached 89.76 trillion percent. So that's a very big number, no? So we're used to 100%. May inflation tayo na 5%, 6%, takot na tayo. No, 2022, our inflation rate went as high as 8%, I think, no? And then the US 9%, nagpanic na sila. But this country had an inflation rate of 89.76 trillion percent because of this vicious cycle. Meron din sila mga mistakes, no? Hindi lang naman supply chain issue yan. Meron din silang war na nagpa-participate sila nung time na yon, and then their government also made mistakes printing too much money as a temporary solution to their problems, and it all, became a big problem. In fact, noong 2008, yung value ng $1 was equivalent to 2 billion Zimbabwean dollars. So if somebody says that he's a millionaire, you better ask him in what currency, no? Kasi it's if he's a millionaire in some Zimbabwean dollars, he's basically worth a few cents, no? And then now, medyo nag-settle down na in recent times, yung inflation nila, 737%. Wow, settle down na yun, no? But again, it's something that is a headache, no? So this is the reason why modern central banks, no, they are very, very particular on price stability. They want people, companies, and consumers to believe that the value of their money is stable, no? They don't want to be scared. They don't want to have that thinking that I have to buy more than what I need because the value of my money will go down, no? So price stability is very important, and this is why most central banks, if you look at their mandates, it's going to be price stability. It's going to be inflation targeting. In fact, if you look at the BSP's website, you will be surprised. Their biggest mandate is not regulation of banks or making sure that the US dollar, the Philippine peso is strong. No, or it's no. Their biggest mandate is price stability because of this potential problem. So what is the solution to inflation? If the mandate is to solve inflation as quickly as possible, what is the usual solution? The usual solution is raising rates, no? And this definitely will solve that problem. That will prevent hyperinflation because when you raise rates, that this tempers demand and helps support help supply catch up, no? Kasi usually nga, like I said, inflation is because of a temporary problem in supply. So you're basically tempering demand by encouraging people to save money rather than spend, and temporarily allow supply to catch up, allow the delay in supply or the supply chain issues to catch up dahil papasok na yung mga tao from COVID, makaka-recover na yung babagsak na yung presyo ng air freight and cost, etc., etc. No? The problem with this solution is this solution will work, but this will have terrible side effects. And particularly for corporations, this is a double whammy kasi mataas na inflation, and when inflation is high, that means raw materials expensive, that means their margins are thinner, that means they are forced to increase their price point, no? And customers may buy less kasi mas mataas yung presyo ng bilihin. Tapos, ang solution nga sa high inflation is raising rates. So that's a second problem because high interest rates also means corporations will have higher interest payments because most corporations will have debt. And then company cannot borrow more to expand because they don't want to increase their debt given that interest rates are very high. On the other side, consumers cannot borrow money or they are afraid to borrow money because of high interest rates and therefore they will not buy your products or reduce their usual purchases of your products, and then also consumers will tend to save more than spend more, no. So kawawa yung mga corporations because of this double whammy. This results to the negative sentiment that can result to stock market volatility because investors know this, no, particularly those who are used to experiencing high inflation. Alam nila na during the previous high inflation time of 2018 or others before it, nalugi ako sa stock market. So, pag nakita nila yung inflation numbers na medyo mataas, inuunahan na nila. This is a negative issue, then they will probably not buy stocks, probably hold stocks, or probably even sell stocks. So this results to pressures for the stock market to go down. But the good news is rate hikes usually work. They will work. Give them 1 to 2 years. Usually, this will ensure inflation to go down. This will help supply catch up, no? Particularly if masolve mo na yung supply issues. And somewhere down the road, inflation will do normalize. And then when that happens, you will see rate cuts coming in, and then the negative sentiment will be removed, and therefore the PSEI will recover. Now, unfortunately, while we're waiting for that to happen, ano pwede natin gawin, di ba? While in the meantime, while interest rates and inflation is relatively higher than normal, what can we do? And unfortunately, there is a good news. No? Unfortunately, during these times of high inflation, high interest rate environment, and if you're afraid of volatility, during this time, medyo mataas naman din yung returns ng mga fixed term or cash-like instruments like time deposits, etc., etc. No? Usually, during normal times, 1% lang sila or even less than 1%. Ngayon, dahil nag-raise nga ng rates ang central bank, they will also have the ability to pay out higher rates, probably 3, 4, 5%. No? So, more than triple what was during normal times. No? So, therefore, meron ka namang option, no? If you're afraid of volatility, then these are your options. You can go to bank time deposits, corporate bonds, government bonds like retail treasury bonds, and even money market UITFs. And let's see the differences, pros and cons between these options. No? So these are your options right now when interest rates are high and volatility is high. So time deposit, ang pros niya, guaranteed yan by the bank. Your only risk is actually when the bank goes bankrupt or if there's a bank run, no, which is very, very unlikely, particularly if you know which bank to invest in. The cons niya is meron siyang fixed term, 30, 60, 90, 180, 360, 5-year. You have to choose. You have to have a maturity date. And you will be charged pre-termination charges if you have an emergency or biglang nag-improve yung stock market, gusto mo nang bumalik, and you can't finish the maturity date, there will be pre-termination charges. So there are also doc stamps there. And then usually a time deposit, usually not available via online. If they are, then it's only a few banks, no? So you really have to go to your bank, to your branch, traffic, mainit, no? So you really have to, get out of your lunch break, ganyan. So you have to do it, no, or spend time away from your business if you're a businessman, no. So corporate bonds guaranteed by the corporate issuer naman to. So again, your risk is only if there is a credit default, no. The company defaults on its ability to pay the principal and interest, no. Obviously, you can minimize that risk by being very choosy on the bond that you're gonna buy, no. So, ang cons nga niya, yung credit risk has long term, no, kasi usually meron tong mahabang term, no, 5 years, 10 years, ganyan. Tapos pag nagkaroon ka ng emergency, you need the money, you don't pre-terminate, you cannot pre-terminate. You have to find somebody who will buy it. So you have to sell it to the secondary market. And there is a potential for loss pagka nagpunta ka na sa secondary market because a buyer might buy it at a lower price, no? There is a potential for that. Obviously, there is a potential for gain, no? Pwedeng a buyer might buy it at a higher price, no? But you are at the mercy of the market for that, no? Usually not available via online or digital platforms, and usually high minimums yan. 5 million, 10 million pesos, ganyan. You can get it from your bank, no? There you can go to your bank branch to ask for corporate bonds if you want. Third one is a government bond, no? Virtually zero credit risk ang government bonds because they are issued by the government. And then ang cons lang niya sometimes long term, yung RTB 5 years siya. Tapos pagka nagkaroon ka ng emergency, similarly, you need to sell at the secondary market, no? If you need the money before maturity, particularly if you have an emergency or biglang nag-improve na yung stock market, nag-declare na si BSP na magre-rate cut na siya at inflation numbers have normalized, no? So meron ka ng opportunity sa stock market, no, na meron ka ng tips, no, from First Metro Securities na recommendation na buy. Hindi ka naman makabay kasi nasa RTB ka, 'di ba? Pwede kang magbenta at a loss, no, if you want to sell in the stock market just to buy in the stock market once the recovery happens, no? Kasi hindi natin alam when the recovery will happen. It can happen in a year's time or in a month's time. If you bought an RTB, sorry, you'll stay in the RTB unless you get losses, no? So, how about money market UITFs or mutual funds, no? They are not guaranteed, but this is as close as possible to something that is guaranteed because it is the least volatile of all UITFs, yung mga tinatawag na money market UITFs, no? So that's probably a pro, no, yung napakababa ng kanyang volatility, no. It's no later I'll explain bakit siya mababa yung volatility. No fixed term, and no termination charges dahil walang fixed term, di ba? So and then little potential for to sell at a loss, no, kasi wala ka talagang volatility dito, no? So when you sell, most likely it's higher than when you bought, no? Very low minimums. UITFs are known for that, and they are available via online or digital platforms like First Metro's FundSmart, no? So very very easy to do. You don't have to go out in the sun, no? Particularly now, very humid. You just sit, relax in your chair and buy the money market funds available via FundSmart. So I guess the biggest advantage of money market funds would be you can easily go back to the stock market once inflation normalizes. Yun yung worry ko eh. Pagka nag-time deposit ka, naka 90-day para makuha mo yung magandang rate or nag-RTB ka 5 years, kanyan. Tapos biglang ang purpose mo lang naman is you're afraid of the volatility. Pero sa totoo, you are an aggressive person, you are a person that is looking for capital growth to prepare for your retirement, pero nagkataon lang natakot ka this smart, which is reasonable, kaya ka lang naghanap ng something that is very safe, no? Unfortunately, if you chose what I mentioned before, yung mga may term, may mga tenor, may mga termination charges, o may potential loss if you trade, if you sell, it's hard to go back once the stock market normalizes, no? So yun yung nakakatakot doon. Pero pag nasa money market fund ka, you wanna get out, you can get out easily, no charges. Your money will be given to you in a relatively short amount of time. Pwede mo nang also in the platform of FundSmart, mapupunta na doon yung cash position mo. When you withdraw your money market, mapupunta na siya sa cash position mo, and you can already act on whatever buying tips that or recommendations that JP and his team give out. Hindi ka mahuhuli, hindi ka maiiwan, 'di ba? Dahil naghihintay ka pa ng maturity ng iyong time deposit. I guess this is the biggest advantage, no? So what are money market funds anyway, no? I'm talking about money market funds, pero I'm sure you've heard this many times. Pero what are they, no? So in the spectrum of increasing risks and potential earnings sa investment universe, they are the first logical step after TD, no? Kasi they are the least volatile. In fact, itong staircase na pinapakita natin is actually not drawn to scale. In fact, money market is very closer to should be closer to TD than to the risk that you take when you invest in bonds and stocks, no? So medyo it's very close to TD because of the fact that it's very little volatility. So bakit nga ba ganun? So let me explain. So money market funds are funds that invest in only in an asset class that is called money market. No, they cannot invest, obviously they cannot invest outside of the money market asset class, no. So ano ba yung money market asset class, no? These are a special class of fixed income securities. So I'm sure you know that basically ang funds ay fixed income or equity, or in other words bonds or stocks lang. But meron pang special na asset class na money market when it is actually a special type of bond security lang naman, ano. It's special because obviously like a bond, it's issued by the government, a corporation, or a bank. It's special because of its very short tenor, no? Ang kanyang usual definition is less than a year or up to a year or a year and so many days lang. Yun lang ang kanya characteristic. If it's way beyond 1 year, hindi na siya money market, no? Example nito will be bank deposits, treasury bills, corporate notes, BSP bills, yan. Very once they fall into that category, they're called money market. So ito lang ang pwedeng bilhin ng mga money market funds, no? And like I said earlier, why does it deserve a special place, no? Na money market asset class? Pwede mo naman siyang isama na lang sa bonds, no, or fixed income. And the reason is because of the very short volatility. It makes a world of difference, no? Because bonds can be very volatile. The bond price of a bond will vary wildly if interest rates are varying wildly. Pero ang money market, because of its very short tenor, medyo technical math yung dahilan because of the formula of bond price or security price. Nandun siya sa denominator, yung number of days niya. So, or nasa numerator siya, tapos ang denominator niya is 360, gano'n, no? So, very technical math, but because the tenor is very short, halos wala siyang volatility. Halos the movement of the prices of money market instruments is virtually zero if interest rates move up and down, no? So it deserves a special asset class because of that characteristic, because of that formula, no? So so now that you know what a money market fund is, what do we have to offer, no? So in the invitation, I'm sure you saw that we have two money market funds in Manulife. One is what we call simply called money market, no? Manulife money market. Pag walang prefix, ibig sabihin ito yung peso Philippine version namin, no? The other one is called global money market. There is a prefix na global. That's our other money market fund, which is invested in globally, not in the Philippines, and it's also denominated in dollars, not pesos, no? So these are our two funds, and I'm going to talk about very quickly about these two funds. So the first one, the peso version, yung walang prefix, it's suitable for clients with conservative to moderate risk appetite. It actually can serve, later I'll show you why an aggressive customer will also like this one. It's going to be invested primarily in short-term government securities. Yan yung aming investment universe dun sa Philippine version. As of February 29, 2024, ito yung kanyang characteristics, no? So ang weighted average duration niya is 0.08 years, which is a month or so, a little bit less than a month. So ibig sabihin ganyan kahaba yung mga laman niya on average 1 month. 100% Philippine currency, and as of February 29, 99.83% of the fund is in government issued instruments. And actually it's BSP bills, no? Yun yung gusto namin bilhin as of the moment, no? So hindi siya treasury bills, hindi siya treasury notes or whatever. It's BSP bills, no? And then these are bills issued by the BSP. And then 0.17% in time deposits, ganyan, or bank deposits, no, or cash, no. So it's actually it's very safe, no, kasi nga it's almost 100% government issued, no. And if you look at the top holdings, the top 5 holdings, are BSP bills, no? Maturity yung as of February 29 to, no, and yung maturity date nasa kanan, yun yung mga maturity niya. So as you can see, very very short. In fact, yung iba nag-mature na, no, because February 29 yung information date natin dito. So anong performance nito for the last year, no? Kasi this was launched more than a year ago. So may 1 year performance na to. So if you look at the 1 year performance, the green bar shows our performance compared to a popular banks UITF. No, the three banks here are the three biggest banks in the Philippines. Hindi namin sasabihin ko sino. They have their own UITFs, and then the mutual fund here is a mutual fund that is very popular. Puro money market yung lima na yan. Kami yung best performing compared to this select five peers. No, we are the last year, no, if you invested for 1 year, as of March 31, a few weeks ago, you would have earned already close to 5% net, no? So this will compare to a time deposit that will probably that is earning around 6.125%, no? So yung 4.94, no? So kasi merong tax ang time deposits, eh, di ba? Ito this is already net of the whatever taxes or fees that are in the fund, no? So it's a good return for something that is supposedly low volatility na parking facility. Imagine mo parking facility, lalagay mo lang dito kasi takot ka sa stock market, pero you're earning 4.94%, diba? The past year. So it's a great parking facility because of that, no? So this is one option for people who are looking to, to stay calm, to find a calm place while there's market volatility. A temporary parking facility getting 5% or almost 5%. No? The second money market fund, the one that has a prefix, the Global Money Market Fund, is something that we launched in February. The reason why we launched this is because we had demand for a dollar version of that first fund that we showed. Kasi may mga customers, may mga investors na meron silang pinapark na dollar or meron silang tinatago na dollar because they are expecting to spend dollars in the future, or they get dollars now na hindi na pa naman nila nagagamit. So they requested for this fund, and this is we launched this fund in February, and this is more or less how it looks like. So ito naman ganun din, very very highly rated yung pinaglalagyan namin. If you look at the left chart here, around 78% of the fund is in investment grade rated corporate bonds, no, na maiikli, no. So 22% is in overnight, meaning 1 day placements, no. Itong nasa left, no, yun yung 22%. So very very liquid kasi 22% is in 1 day, and then the rest are minimum triple B. So if you're familiar with investment grade, ang minimum requirement for investment grade is double B. So lahat ng of the 70+% are actually investment grade. And then breakdown in maturity, nakita nyo, it's very very short. Yung overnights, like I said, 22% siya, and then the rest are, maximum majority will be less than 397 days, and a very very short will be 397 days. Very very short talaga siya. It fits the definition of what a money market fund is, no. And because of that, no, ito naman yung performance sa since launch, no, we launched this 55 days ago, from March 31, no. Again, comparing ourselves with three popular dollar mutual funds. I think this is from the same bank, no. Bank 1, Bank 2, Bank 3 UITF, the orange, the brown, and the gray. And then the blue is the popular mutual fund na may dollar money market fund. So as you can see, we are outperforming them, all four of them similarly for the last 55 days. And if you're wondering what 0.7% in 55 days is, it's as if this is what a dollar TD earning 4.5% net, or around 6 kasi may 15% withholding tax on dollar TD. So if you have a dollar TD earning 6.3% gross, no, not 6.3, sorry, 5.3% gross, you'll be earning this 0.7% in 55 days. So parang yan yung ina-approximate niya, no? So again, imagine having that kind of return for a parking facility, no? So for something that is has very, very little volatility. If you look at the shape of the graph, the green line, in fairness, all of them had very, very low volatility except for the yellow one, no? Yung Bank 3. Yung Bank 3, nalugi pa no start of 55 days. But the other four, very, very flattish sila. So very, very, very true to form na na very low volatility yung Manulife, yung Bank 1, Bank 2, and the mutual fund, no? So very, very little volatility naman, no? So again, you invest in something that is has very little volatility, and yet you're getting something something relatively high, no, for your money. So this is my last slide. So who are ideal customers for these two funds, no? The first one will be conservative or first-time investors in funds. Yung nakita niyo yung stare kanina, the first step after time deposit is money market fund, no? So mahirap yung all your life hindi ka nag-iinvest sa funds, nag-invest ka time deposit lang, tapos biglang mag-invest ka sa equity funds, no? Baka hindi ka sanay, magulat ka, matakot ka, kumita ka nga ng malaki pero the whole time you were nervous because you're not used to that type of movement. Then logical dapat your first step would be, if you're a first time investor or if you're a conservative investor, would be money market funds, no? That would be your ideal start, and then you can then start to buy the more aggressive funds, no? Or pwedeng aggressive ka, you're an aggressive person, you invest in stocks, you've invested in funds before, pero gusto mo lang magdagdag ng low volatility allocation sa portfolio mo. May mga ganun tao na the way they look at investing is portfolio investing, portfolio style, na gusto nila merong conservative portion, may moderate portion, may aggressive portion, or may income portion pa nga. We have income funds, by the way, funds that pay out income monthly. So may mga ganung customers na gusto nila portfolio view. So kahit aggressive sila, okay din sa kanila tong fund na to kasi gusto nila may portion yung fund, may portion yung portfolio nila na has a very little volatility. And then third, aggressive investors pero takot right now. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na aggressive ako pero I want to wait for positive signs, no? I want to wait for inflation to go down before I go back to the stock market. So ayoko ng mahabang term, ayoko ng mahabang tenors. Gusto ko madaling makuha yung pera. Then this will be ideal for you because anytime you can get out and get back when the market shows signs of recovery. Who else? Anybody who is saving up for something in the short term and cannot afford to take too much risk for this portion of their money. So for example, aggressive ako. I'm young and matagal pa naman yung retirement ko. Pero meron akong pinaglalaanan na gagastusin ko in the next 1 year, in the next year, no? For example lang, I'm planning to go to Europe next year, my family. So kailangan ko pag-ipunan yon. Pero less than a year to go na lang, I can't be too aggressive because if I invest in the stock market or in equity fund, baka mamaya by the time when I need the money, by the time the trip happens, lugi ako, di ba? So I can't, even if I'm aggressive, if there's a portion of my money that I'm intending to use for the next 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, I cannot be too aggressive for that portion. So for that portion, money market fund is great for me because it's relatively safe, but at the same time, I get a decent return. No, potentially get a decent return. And then for dollar investors, no, merong mga tao sa atin na may nakukuha tayong dollars or may trip ako na hindi ko nagastos lahat ng pocket money ko. So may dollars ako na nakalagay lang sa dollar savings account. Sayang naman, nasa passbook, wala namang ina-earn. Tapos ayoko i-convert to peso kasi baka mag-weekend yung peso, di ba? 57 na, baka mamaya in the next few months baka or years baka maging 60 siya, di ba? Ulit, di ba? So may mga taong ganoon na naglalagay sa dollar savings account nila ng dollars. Ayaw nila namang i-invest aggressively. So anong pwede nilang gawin? They can look at the global money market fund, no? Because at least while it's parked, it's earning something decent, no? And then lastly, corporations. No? So corporations who have excess liquidity and want to earn potentially higher than TD without getting tied down with maturity dates and termination charges. No? So gusto nila madaling makaalis kasi baka biglang merong opportunity. Remember, a corporation is not existing for the purpose of investing. They are existing for the purpose of operating, no? Whatever it is that they're operating, whatever type of corporation they are. So kailangan nila yung pera. But siguro may excess liquidity lang sila ngayon na hindi pa nila kailangan. Kailangan nila siguro next year or in the next few months. Therefore, hindi nila pwedeng i-invest yan sa mahabang instrument, no? They will have to look for instruments that they can easily get out of, no, without any charges. So maganda ang yung money market funds dito, no? Both the dollar and the peso, depending on the currency of the liquidity. So that's my last slide, and turning over to JP and looking forward to your questions. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Zed, for sharing to us how to invest with ease and confidence by sharing to us the money market funds via Manulife Investment Management that are available via FundSmart. Now, again, for our attendees this evening, if you have any questions regarding Sir Zed's presentation, this is the best time to type them in the Q&A of the Zoom panel. We will have time later to answer during the live Q&A portion. But before we get to that portion, let's give our guest speaker, Sir Zed, a moment to drink a glass of water and take a quick breather. And at this time, I'd like to take this opportunity to share a couple of things on behalf of First Metro Sec. Now, you can conveniently access investment funds like yung mga money market funds ni Manulife Investment Management through FundSmart. This is our one-stop shop for investment funds right at the heart of your First Metro Securities platform. And for this session, I'm going to show you how you can conveniently access yung mga funds ni Manulife Investment Management using a live walkthrough. So again, you can just log into your First MetroSec website using your username and password. Then after that, you go to the top right portion of the platform. You can see here funds. When you click funds, it will redirect you to FundSmart, right? And you can see all the available funds there. To find Manulife Investment Management's funds, you can go here in FundSmart to filter. So for example, you can search here an asset type. No? Let's filter it to money market. And those that are provided by Manulife Investment Management. So as you can see, after some time you make it load, you can see here the two funds that were discussed by Sir Zed. No? That is Manulife Money Market Fund and the Manulife Global Money Market Feeder Fund. Now, you can actually look at the other details of these funds by navigating through FundSmart. You can look at their respective performance here on a yearly basis. So as you can see here, year to date, these are their performances in the previous years. Yeah, so these are sortable, so you can easily check them out. Now, of course, if you want to check against the others, you can also change the filter settings. Now, you can also look at their respective fee structure. And here you can find the minimum initial investment required for both funds. All right. So, yan. And you can see here as well their respective management fees. And I think more importantly, since we promoted here that you can use money market funds as a parking facility, you might want to check out as well the redemption settlement. So you can see here that this is T+1 and T+3. Ibig po sabihin, if you're going to redeem the funds, ito po yung timing, no? That's transaction day plus 1 day for it to be credited yung proceeds to your First MetroSec account. Now, for the purposes of our presentation this evening, while you're typing in your questions, let's use Manulife Money Market Fund as an example. So when you click on that fund, it will redirect you to the fund profile. So you can see here that this is actually, the provider is Manulife Investment Management. Then the minimum investment is just 1,000 pesos. There is zero minimum holding period, so that's why it's really a great parking facility. And you have a very competitive management fee of 0.5%. You can also see here the price performance. You can see here the chart on how Sir Zed showed here something similar as well. You can look at in various time periods from year to date, 1 year. So that's how it has performed through the years. Now, if you'd like to look at the annualized returns as well, you can just check this out. You can see that here in various periods, either year to date, 1 year change, or uh, so on and so forth. Now, in terms of what the fund is holding, that's what you can see here. And actually, Sir Zed also shared this a while ago. These are the top holdings and how it is distributed. These are government related securities and also the cash and cash equivalents. So, for example, you'd like to subscribe to this fund. All you need to do is to click the subscribe button, the green button here. Then, after clicking subscribe, you just indicate the amount you'd like to enter. Minimum is 1,000. But of course, let's say you're going to put here 10,000 or 100,000 pesos. Just click on this subscribe button in the right side. Then you enter your password to confirm your order. But since this is a demo account, it doesn't have any investable funds. No? So when you click subscribe, it would allow you to enter your password to confirm the order. All right. So after that, you would now be able to see those instructions here, and you can see the status of your transaction. So that's how easy it is for you to be able to subscribe to the money market funds of Manulife Investment Management. But of course, feel free to check out their other funds as well, because they also have bond funds, they also have balance funds, and also equity funds, and even income paying funds. All right, but that's beyond our discussion for tonight. All right. And the best part of investing in investment funds through First Metrosec is that you can make the most out of your hard-earned money. Because when you invest in funds via the traditional channels, they usually charge up to 2% sales load. So that means if you're going to subscribe 5,000 pesos worth, 100 pesos will be deducted as sales charge. So only 4,900 will be invested. However, when you invest through FundSmart, we have a zero sales charge feature. So how would you feel if you subscribe 5,000 pesos worth and there will be no sales charge? So ibig sabihin, the whole 5,000 pesos will be invested. Imagine how much you're going to save if you're going to do this over the long term. All right? Now, Sir Zed shared a while ago what yung money market funds, who they are for. No, if I may take this opportunity to share with you as well a way for you to be able to make the most of your money market funds ni Manulife Investment Management through FundSmart. So first off, Jan, is for example, when you have your cash balances na you're still waiting to deploy it, let's say in equities or stocks, it's not, you're not going to use that anytime soon, you might consider to put them in money market funds, as this will enable you to make it earn while waiting for the right opportunities. This is what Sir Zed was actually referring to. And you can actually use the money market fund for your, for example, if you don't plan to use that money for, let's say, less than a year, no? So you might consider placing them in a money market fund, again, to make it earn, no? Kesa lang nakatenga siya and it will not be earning you any money. And the good part about money market funds is that it's a low risk investment option. So in terms of volatility, that's something that it's not as volatile as what you might have experienced in other asset classes, such as your stocks or your bonds. Now, if you like these types of feature, you can consider to open an account with First Metrosec, especially for our participants na wala pa pong First Metrosec account. You can download the First Metrosec Go mobile app from the Google Play or Apple App Store, and just click sign up now. You can just complete the online registration form and upload the required documents. Now, for the requirements, you only need one valid ID, tax identification number, proof of address, proof of bank account, and an initial funding of 1,000 pesos. Now, for faster processing of your account opening application, please use the seminar code MIMTC, MIMTC, the short for Manulife Investment Management. And we will know that you came from this webinar. Now, with your first MetroSec account, you can trade PSE stocks, real estate investment trust, exchange traded funds, invest in mutual funds, unit investment trust funds, and even bonds. Now, with First MetroSec, you can invest in PSE stocks anytime and anywhere using our online platform or trade on the go using our mobile. And we're actually doing pretty well. Through the years, we were awarded to be Philippines' best online broker, best stock brokerage house, best and most innovative online trading platform, among others. And there are even awards out there that we've won for 6 consecutive years already. And we're very grateful for choosing First MetroSec. But I guess the best part of this is we're grateful as well with the Bureau of the Treasury for recognizing the contribution of First MetroSec to the pursuit of strengthening financial literacy and inclusion to Filipinos around the globe. So if you'd like to have these kinds of learning sessions in your company, school, organization, or small or groups, feel free to email us at marketeducation@firstmetrosec.com.ph so we can conduct a free learning session for you. If you'd like us not to tag along our FundSmart partner, Manulife Investment Management, feel free to specify so we can tap our representatives and point persons in their team. Now, we can deliver the services nationwide as we have offices in Manila, Cebu, and Davao. But I guess with digitalization, it's okay now we can conduct webinar sessions for you if logistics is a little bit of a challenge. Now, feel free to connect with us. Our main website is www.firstmetrosec.com.ph. In social media channels, just search for the handle @FirstMetroSec. You can scan this QR code and it will redirect you to all of our social media channels that you can choose from. All right, so I guess that's enough time to allow our speaker, Sir Zed Matubis, to take a breather. And I guess it's now time for us to call him back in. Hi, Sir Zed. It's now time for us to take questions from our audience.
Be happy to answer those questions.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Zed. Here we have a question from anonymous attendee. They are asking, when should we buy a dollar-denominated fund when I am living in the Philippines?
That's a great question. So obviously, most of us here will be living in the Philippines, earn money in pesos, and then spend money in pesos. So therefore, chances are there will be really no need for us to have dollars, no. But sometimes there are investors for some reasons come up with dollars, no. For example, yung sinabi ko kanina na naghanda ka ng ano mo tag mo doon, cash baon mo for your trip, tapos hindi mo nagastos, so pagbalik mo may dollars ka, o minsan may nagregalo sa'yo ng dollars, or minsan for some reason you have dollars na loose, no, na hindi mo naman kailangan, no. So one way of transacting that, or one way to approach that, is to convert it to pesos already, and then you have pesos, and then you save in pesos, no. But there are some, kasi if the thinking is what if the peso depreciates, maybe I'll earn something on top of the of whatever I'm earning when I invest it, i-leave ko na lang siya as dollars. So may ganun mag-isip, or iba naman nag-hedge, no, like what if in the future my kid decides to study in the US, or what if in the future I want to travel to the US, or what if meron naman dyan na mahiling mag-import ng things, no, bumili ng stuff na in dollars, no, so makakatipid sila pag dollars yung gagamitin nila. So there are many reasons. I would think the biggest reason would be people who like to hedge, no, people who like to may peso ako, may dollar din ako, may mga ganun talaga, no. So para lang may hedge ako na at least may portion ng pera ko, pag nag-weekend yung peso, at least ano siya, hindi siya affected, no. So there's no right or wrong answer, but there will be many reasons for you to have dollars, at least a portion of your dollars, a portion of your money in dollars, and the global money market would be a great place to put there into if you don't want to take too much risk, and still earn a decent amount of money for those dollars that you are parking, for the future for whatever reason.
Thank you for that clarification, Sir Zed. And if I may add to Sir Zed's answer, no? So
Ay,
because this
sorry
is
JP,
something.
sorry, this can also help. Di ko pala nasabi yung minimum nung dollar global money market. Kasi nasabi mo yung minimum nung money market. I also missed that, but you mentioned it's 1,000 pesos. The minimum, by the way, for the global money market is also very affordable. It's $100. So kung meron kang lying around na $100 dyan na so it's really very easy to come in and get out kasi nga mababa lang naman yung minimum din. So it's not as if it's a big part of your portfolio, di ba?
Yeah, I agree, Sir Zed, no?
Mm.
And to follow po yung answer nyo kanina, no, for people who are interested to invest they have dollars but they're asking if they'd like to invest it in a dollar na fund or in a peso na fund. From my experience with the clients that I usually interact with, some of them, they arrive on investing, no, their liquid funds, no? Syempre, hindi naman yung buong liquid funds nila. They consider to put it in a money market na fund. For example, kalahati ng liquid funds nila, they invested it in a money market fund because nakita nila that yung current na savings rate nila for a dollar na savings account is a little bit lower than what they
It's
can
too low.
potentially get in a money market
Peso.
na. So parang it's still an investment, so there's still a risk, but you'll earn a little bit more, no? So
If you notice dun sa performance so far ng dalawang funds, hindi naman lalalayo. One is 4.94 and then the other, like I said earlier, if you convert it, it's going to be around 4.5 ganon. So I think the difference of 0.5% or 0.4% is not, enticing anymore for you to convert to peso, no? Kasi dahil yung risk mo nga na mag-depreciate yung peso, no, because the dollar is the usually stronger currency. Pero tama ka, dati if you're earning 3% in peso time deposit and you're earning 0.5% in dollar time deposit, there is really a big temptation to convert, 'di ba? But if the difference is not that large, 'di ba? There's a big the no the 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 reason of going with the stronger currency makes more sense, no, kasi maliit lang naman yung difference. Again, depends on the person. There's no correct answer, but again, with diversification as your guiding principle, it's always great to be diversified, even in terms of currency. So maganda rin na meron kang dollars. Yep.
thank you so much for that, Sir Zed. And we have here some attendees who ask their questions via the webinar chat. So we have here a direct question from an attendee. He is asking, do I need first to open a dollar savings account at Metro Bank if I will invest in dollar money market of Manulife? So I think I can answer
Yep.
this question, Sir Zed. No. So again, syempre no, we highly recommend that you have a Metro Bank na savings account as your settlement with First Metro Sec. No, para in the future, if you decide to withdraw from First Metro Sec, mas mabilis yung processing from First Metro Sec to Metro Bank because we're under the same group. But again, if you don't, no, if you don't have a Metro Bank account or you're just planning to open one pa in the future, we can use your other bank naman as your settlement. But yun lang, mas matagal po yung crediting ng withdrawal from First Metro Sec. Okay, that's the first part. But if yung question nyo po, if kailangan nyo ba ng Metro Bank dollar savings account to invest in a dollar money market ng Manulife, the answer is no, no? Kasi whatever savings account you use as settlement with First Metro Sec, that would not matter if kasi pag nagpondo kayo sa First Metro Sec, it's really in First Metro Sec eh. Then yung funds na yun, you can invest it directly to Manulife na mga dollar na money market. So again, to answer again, no, we highly recommend that you have a Metrobank savings account for faster crediting of withdrawals, but not necessary if you're going to invest in Manulife via First Metro Sec. All right, I hope that's clear. Thank you for that question. Here's another question from an attendee. Yan. I think no, just in case na hindi nabasa ng other attendees sa chat box, the question is after the tenure of 1 year, if I forgot to open my FMS, will the principal and interest be automatically credited to my buying power after 1 year? Sir Zed, maybe you can clarify
No.
maturity daw ng money market. Go ahead.
Walang maturity ang UITFs in general. Walang holding period, walang maturity. If you forget about it, it will continue to be invested. The fund manager will continue to use your money to grow it. So kung nakalimutan mo siya na meron ka palang investment sa UITFs mo via the first by FundSmart, don't worry. It will continue to be managed by our fund managers. It will continue to grow. Tatamaan din siya obviously if there's a negative market movement, no. So basta it will there's no maturity. You can leave it for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Pag bigla mo nang naalala, pag login mo sa FundSmart, andun pa rin siya and andun yung impact nung the last 3 or 4 years or 5 years na movement, no. So andun pa rin siya. You can withdraw it without any charges after 4 or 5 years. Mapupunta siya sa buying power mo and then you can do whatever you want to do with it. Reinvest, transfer to your bank account to spend. Walang any charges or anything.
All right, thank you for clarifying that, Sir
Yung
Zed.
1 year na pinakita ko, ano lang yun, parang yung chart na pinakita ni JP kanina na you can look at the 1 year performance just to give you an idea how it has performed for the past year. Yung 55 days, just to show you how it has performed, yung global money market, how it has performed for the first 55 days of its life, no, from February 5 to March 31. Pero there is no term. There is no 1 month, 3 month, 1 year, 5 year term. That's the beauty of the funds, no. Hindi lang naman money market UITFs, basta UITFs in general. That's the beauty of it. There is flexibility, walang holding periods. At least for us, no. Hindi ko lang alam yung sa iba, baka may holding periods yung iba. But kami wala kaming holding periods, wala kaming exit fees if you need the money before the holding period ends. Wala kaming mga ganon. Or pag nakalimutan mo, i-roll over ba siya o i-automatic withdraw ba siya? Walang ganon. Kasi wala nga siyang maturity date. So walang automatic rollover or automatic redemption, walang ganon.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that, Sir Zed. And I guess because of that, I think na-solidify yung ano natin, no, yung sinasabi natin kanina na money market is really a great place to park your excess cash, no? While hindi pa natin ginagamit right now, we can consider to make it earn a bit, no, through money market funds. Now, here's a question from an attendee, no? Is there a tendency that the money market fund will go down in terms of its performance? What are those instances?
That's a good question. No? So, the answer is generally no, because the worst thing that can happen to a money market fund is if mag-cut na ng rate si BSP, no, everything normalizes, inflation normalizes, tapos back to normal na tayo, babalik na sa 1% ang mga time deposit or even 0%, tapos yung mga T-bills babagsak na yung return and then BSP bills will start to be earning less, ganyan. So mangyayari sa'yo, bababa lang yung return mo. So yung line mo, imbis na ganyan, gaganon lang siya. So magfa-flat lang siya. So yung instead of you earning 4%, baka you're gonna earn lang 3% na lang and 2%, ganyan. Pero the chances of you losing money is really very small because of, like I said, the nature of how money market as the nature of the asset class. Madali siyang mag-mature 30 days lang magma-mature na kaagad eh. So interest rate movements don't really hurt it that much, no. So I would say it's the chances of you losing money from money market is very very slim. Pero nakita niyo yung isang UITF na chart sa chart na pinakita ko, no. For some reason, meron siyang ganun eh, no? So, hindi ko, I'm not gonna badmouth who that bank is. Bakit yung UITF niya na money market may ganun? Probably na-invest nila siguro sa medyo mahaba, like siguro 1 year, baka 1 year T-bill siguro nila na-invest during that time. Tapos tumaas yung interest rates. Remember, there is a inverse relationship between interest rates and price. Tapos medyo mahaba. Kaya medyo tinamaan sila. Pero if your money market fund is really very maikli lang yung duration niya, mga 1 year niya, napaka-konti lang. Tapos halos lahat investment grade na na maikli or puro BSP bills lang. Even if there is a very sharp movement of interest rates, medyo maliit lang yung chances of mo of losing money. And if it does happen, katulad nga doon sa orange na yon, nakita niyo naman, bumagsak siya, pero after 3 days or 4 days, bumawi naman, di ba? So, maghintay ka lang, di ba? Hindi naman ganun kalaki yung binagsak eh. Even that very volatile bank na UITF, napansin ko, hindi rin naman ganun katagal bago siya bumawi eh. Mga 3 days lang or 4 days. So, it's very, very, it's really, it's really, like I said earlier, it's the next step to TD eh. It's the logical next step to TD kasi hindi siya guaranteed katulad ng TD, pero it's it's almost as guaranteed as it's the closest thing to guaranteed as you can na na non-guaranteed na fund, no? It's very close to that, to being a guaranteed fund. But it is not guaranteed. Just like to make that clear. But it has very, very little volatility.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Sir Zed. No? So again, the money market funds belong to the types of funds that are low risk investment options. So yeah, no. So I hope that made things clear, and I think we answered all the questions already. And it's already 7:15, so we don't want to take much of your time. Again, thank you so much to our 19 participants for staying up until the end. And maybe, no, I'll ask Sir Zed, maybe you have final words for our attendees this evening, Sir Zed. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think may pahabol na question.
Yeah. Maybe, sige, this was sent directly to us. So I'll just mention it so everyone would know as well. I noticed that Manulife Money Market almost invest in BSP or government, unlike other money markets that invest in corporate. Is that the reason for Manulife's high interest?
High return,
So,
no? So,
yeah.
let me correct, no? High return, hindi interest kasi hindi naman interest ang pinaprovide ng Manulife. I would say that's partly one of the reasons. Kasi remember, the universe of money market funds is big, no? Pwede kang mag-time deposit, pwede kang mag-corporate, pwede kang other types of government, pwede kang mag-BSP bills. But kami, our view, our analysis, our research for the past few years, we believe that the BSP bills is giving us more stable returns na sometimes higher than the T-bills. So doon kami nag-i-invest, no. So siguro advantage din na medyo bago yung fund. So we can do 99% of our fund in BSP bills. Baka yung mga competitors namin na sobrang laki na, sobrang tagal na, it's hard for them to do 99% or 98% or even 90% in BSP bills kasi nga dahil naka-invest na siya or masyadong malaki yung fund nila, no? Maraming reasons, but that's a good observation, Charles, kasi nakita mo na 99% kami BSP bills, tapos yung iba baka hindi makapag 99%, tapos nakita mo mas mataas return namin. That can logically be one of the reasons behind, and that's a good observation. So why not, take advantage of it as of the moment? I mean, it's either way, treasury bills or BSP bills, they're both safe. But if you're getting more potential return from BSP bills or from a fund that invests solely in BSP bills, why not take advantage of that? Pareho naman silang safe or same level of safety. Yep.
Yeah, thank you for that, Sir Zed. And
Okay.
one thing
So,
that I realized from your answer, Sir Zed, is parang this gives us an opportunity pala as investors, no, to be exposed in BSP na bills, no. I think this is
kasi
yeah, diba?
you can't invest in BSP bills if you're an individual. If you're a person, even if you're a corporation, you can't invest in BSP Bills. Only trusts can invest in BSP Bills. So take advantage of that. By investing in a UITF, you are indirectly getting exposure to this instrument that is not supposed to be, that is naturally not available to you as a person, as an individual. Yun. So
Right.
sige, I'll take this opportunity not to close. I mean to say my final words. No. So Charles, thank you for that question. It's a very intelligent question, and thank you for the others also who asked questions. So for me, the money market fund is a gateway product, no, particularly for people who are afraid of unguaranteed products. Ito yung dapat nilang unang matikman kasi hindi sila masusunog. Um, I would really discourage if you are a virgin investor to be very aggressive kasi pag nasunog ko ayaw mo na eh. Matatakot ka na. So that's the wrong path, no? And we don't want people to not invest because that will, by being afraid because nasunog ka, because you made the wrong decision or you became too aggressive and then you became afraid, you're also not helping yourself, because if you're not investing because of that fear, you're gonna suffer. Your future self is gonna suffer because you won't be able to earn higher than what inflation is diminishing the value of your money in the future. So really invest, and then the first step if you're new is the money market funds, both the Philippine version and the global version. And then number two, even for aggressive investors, it doesn't mean na if you're an aggressive investor, you should only have aggressive investments in your portfolio. No, you can have a small portion or a portion of your portfolio in money market to give you that liquid portion, or that portion that can help you when there's volatility. And also for aggressive investors that are in a wait and see mode, no, na hindi pa sobrang confident to go back to the market, this is a way for them to get a decent return while enjoying the profits, and also parking the money while waiting for positive signals. So so there, no, so I encourage everyone to take advantage of what FundSmart makes available to you. Some of these ideas or strategies, the Global Money Market Fund, for example, these are not readily available to anyone because it's global. You get exposure to this investment grade rated companies that are paying decent returns, and then also for the peso version, you are getting exposure to what JP mentioned earlier, to an instrument like the BSP bills that is usually not available for individuals. And then marami pa kami ibang funds, not just the money market funds, and for aggressive investors, for investors looking for income, marami kami dyan nagpe-pay ng monthly income. Take advantage of FundSmart. It's a very convenient way for you to do your research, to study which funds to go into, to look at charts, to convince yourself first before you invest. Ayaw naman namin napilitan ka lang mag-invest, no? So FundSmart will help you with all of these things, and then hopefully make you decide to invest, and then give us a chance to help you prepare for your financial future. So that's my final word. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sir Zed, for that very full of wisdom na final words. No? Again, thank you. First and foremost, Sir Zed, for sharing to us your expertise. And we'd also like to thank our participants for staying in up until the end. And I hope you find our discussion very valuable and also insightful. So thank you so much, everyone. And we look forward to see you again on our next session. So feel free to go to our Facebook page and register to your next webinar learning series with First Metro Securities. Because here in First Metro Sec, it's hashtag your future first. Thank you, everyone. Good evening.
Thank you. Bye.